Someone forwarded my daughter's photo last Tuesday, and I found out from a stranger. Someone forwarded my daughter's photo last Tuesday. I did not learn this from my daughter. I learned this from a stranger's Instagram DM she received at 11 at night. A man she had never met, in a city she had never been to, who used her full name and thanked her for her profile and said he liked her answer about what she cooks on a Sunday. My daughter had not sent anyone a profile. This is the part I keep thinking about. My daughter is not the first woman this happened to this week, and she will not be the last one this week. And I am telling you about hers because I am her mother and because I built the thing I wish had existed before that evening. I built VivaahReady because my own daughter came home from one of these evenings and said the sentence that made the whole thing collapse in front of me. Mom, my photo is on a phone I did not pick. She was not being dramatic, she was being accurate. And once a mother hears her daughter say something like that, you cannot unhear it. You can only decide what to do next. Here's what the data says about how we feel before we can put words to it. Pew Research Center surveyed American online datas and found that 57% of them are very or somewhat concerned about how much data these services collect. Women were more concerned than men, and users over the age of 50 were the most likely to be very concerned. Read that again. The exact demographic of the mother helping her daughter and the exact demographic of the daughter herself are the most worried people in the country about this. The concern is already the baseline. Nobody is comfortable with the current design. And the concern is not theoretical. The FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center reported more than $672 million in losses from romance and confidence scams in 2024 alone, a 3% increase over the year before, and Americans over the age of 60 filed 147,000 complaints and lost $4.8 billion across all categories of fraud. Parents are the most targeted demographic in the country for online fraud, and Indian parents are inside that number. When Nalini forwarded a photo that evening, she was not being careless. She was operating inside a system that was never redesigned to protect her. So when my daughter asked me what she was supposed to do, I did not have a clean answer. I had the beginning of one. Her name is Rohini. She is 29, she is a speech pathologist in Edison, New Jersey, and she has a cat named Mango. I am telling you these things because they matter. Her mother Nalini had dropped a single photograph and a short write-up into a community WhatsApp group earlier that afternoon because someone had asked informally if she knew any eligible young women in the area. The request was normal. The forward was normal. The evening was over by 10 p.m. The photo was not. The photo was on a cousin's phone, and that cousin showed his cousin, and that cousin was Aditya, a chemical engineer in Princeton who did what any polite 32-year-old man would do. He went to Instagram, found her handle, and sent her a message at 11 p.m. thanking her for her profile. The next morning, Rohini said something to Nalini that I have carried around in my own head since she told me. My mother did not share my photo because she does not love me. My mother shared my photo because nobody ever told her not to. That is a sentence a daughter should not have to construct, and it is a sentence a mother should never have to sit across a kitchen island and listen to. But Rohini was right about both halves of it, and that is the part that I refuse to walk back. Everyone says use the apps, download a few, write a clever bio, put up some good photos, and be patient. That is the advice.
Apps give you volume without context, and there is no meaningful way to filter for the things Rohini actually needs upfront, like diet, or whether a man wants kids on her timeline, or whether he wants his parents living near him in 10 years, or whether her parents get to be visible in the process at all. 3 dates in, 4 dates in, the filters finally show up, and the time is gone. Everyone else says use matrimony sites, let the community help, your auntie has a list, your temple has a group. And they do help, sometimes beautifully. But the default behavior on most of these sites is that your photo is browsable, savable, and forwardable from the moment you sign up. One gives you volume without consent, the other gives you consent without scale. Neither one treats a photograph as something that belongs to you until you decide it belongs somewhere else. And so, a 29-year-old woman in Edison ends up with an Instagram message from a stranger at 11 at night, not because she made a bad choice, but because there was no system available to her that treated her photo as hers. That is the gap. Not an app problem, not an auntie problem, a design problem. I built VivaahReady for my own daughter before I built it for anyone else. That is the order this happened in. On VivaahReady, photos are hidden from view until two people both say yes to each other based on their written profile and their 25 deal breakers. There is no public directory. There is no catalog a stranger's cousin can browse. There is no way for Aditya to message Rohini at 11 at night because he would never have seen her photo in the first place. Every profile is reviewed by a real person on our team before it goes live, not an algorithm, a person who reads it, calls to verify, and makes sure the human on the other side is serious and who they say they are. And for the mothers who want to help, VivaahReady lets parents create or co-own a profile openly with their child's knowledge, and both generations see the same match list at the same time. If Nalini wants to help Rohini, she can, and Rohini sees exactly what her mother is doing. No parallel tracks, no forwarded biodatas, no surprise Instagram messages from a man in Princeton. Those are not fancy features. They are the design decisions a mother would make if a mother built the platform, and one did. A few weeks after the Aditya message, Rohini sent me a note. She said, "For the first time, I feel like I am looking for someone, instead of being looked at by a room I cannot see into." Read that sentence slowly. For the first time, I am looking for someone, instead of being looked at by a room I cannot see into. That is the entire thing. That is what this is about. Rohini was not asking for a better algorithm. She was not asking for more matches. She was not even asking for her mother to stop helping. She was asking to be the one who decides when and where her face goes. She was asking to be a participant in her own search and not the product inside somebody else's. And if you're watching this and some part of you is nodding slowly, I want you to hear the thing I want every daughter and every mother to hear. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with your daughter. Nothing is wrong with your mother. The design of the search is wrong, and designs are the one thing in this whole story that you can actually change. 2 asks, one for the daughter watching this and one for the mother. For the daughter, before your photo goes anywhere, ask one question out loud. Who is the last person this has to pass through before it reaches a potential match? If the answer involves 3 intermediaries and a WhatsApp group, the platform is not designed for you. Use a platform that is. For the mother, sit down with your child this week. One conversation, ask one question. Do you know where your photo is right now? Not which app, which phones.
If you cannot answer that question together, something has to change before the next introduction, not after it. VivaahReady.com. Built by a mother who watched her own daughter go through this and decided the design was the thing that had to move.